A woman will almost never walk up to you and say, "I chose you. Now kiss me before I change my mind." Life doesn't work like that. Attraction doesn't announce itself so clearly. But here's what most men never realize. She is already choosing. Not with words, with signals, tiny movements, the language of her hands. A language most men are blind to. If you stay stuck in your head, overthinking every sentence, chasing reassurance, you'll keep missing those signals and then tell yourself, women are confusing. They're not confusing. You were just never trained to see. In this breakdown from Stoic Reflection, I'm going to show you how a calm, grounded man reads a woman's hand signals, not to manipulate her, not to chase her, but to move with clarity, confidence, and self-respect. This isn't about tricks. This is about perception, about psychology, about Stoic emotional control. By the end of this video, you'll know which hand gestures whisper, "I'm interested," which ones scream, "Kiss me now," and which ones quietly say, "You waited too long." And you'll know how to respond without looking needy, scared, or clueless. Stoic rule number 1. Her signals are not your validation. They are just information. Your job is not to chase every hint of interest. Your job is to observe, interpret, and then choose your move like a man who trusts himself. Let's break down the most powerful hand signals women use when they feel drawn to you, and the Stoic way to respond. Signal 1, the hair to neck redirect. You're talking. She's listening. On the surface, everything looks normal. Then her hand moves. She reaches up to the side of her head, touches her hair. And then her fingers trail down, along her jawline, to her neck, maybe down to her collarbone. That trailing motion is the key. A woman who's bored will adjust her hair quickly and move on. A woman who's interested slows it down. She lets her hand linger. Why does this matter? The neck is one of the most vulnerable areas of the body. Exposing it is a subconscious trust signal. Her nervous system is basically saying, "I feel safe around you. I can relax my guard." Now here's where most men fail. They notice something, but instantly start arguing with themselves in their head. Is this a sign? Am I imagining it? What if I misread it? What if I move and she rejects me? By the time their internal debate is over, the moment is gone. A Stoic man does something different. He notices. He breathes. He stays present. He doesn't lunge in. He doesn't panic. He simply deepens eye contact, slows his own movements, and allows the tension to grow instead of killing it with nervous talk. That's how grounded men create pull. Not by forcing, but by matching her openness with calm awareness. Signal 2, the object caress. You're sitting across from her. There's a cup, a glass, a menu, a straw, something small between you. Watch what her fingers do. She slowly runs her fingertips along the stem of a wine glass. She traces the rim of her coffee cup. She draws soft lines along the edge of the menu. Psychology calls this object displacement. Her body wants to touch something. It wants contact. But the situation doesn't feel ready yet for direct touch with you. So her hands transfer that desire onto the nearest object. Most men read this completely wrong. They think, she's bored, she's distracted, she really likes that drink. No. If her eyes are still on you, if her body is still angled toward you, if she's engaged in the conversation, that slow, deliberate contact isn't boredom. It's tension. It's her body saying, "I'm feeling this. I just don't know yet if you can handle it." The weak reaction is to panic and fill every silence with noise. The grounded reaction is to slow down. You lean back slightly. You hold eye contact between sentences. You allow a bit of silence without trying to fix it. Stoic psychology in action. You do not try to escape the tension. You let it breathe. The safer you are with the moment, the easier it becomes for her hands to eventually move from the object to you. Signal 3. The arm touch test. At some point, if she's genuinely interested, she will test your ability to handle physical closeness. She laughs and places her hand on your forearm. She makes a point and lightly taps your shoulder. She brushes lint off your sleeve that wasn't really there. Remember this. Touch is expensive for women. It is deliberate. It costs emotional safety. Women do not casually invite physical contact with men they feel nothing for. So when she crosses that invisible line into your space, she's not just flirting, she's testing. She's watching your nervous system, not your words. Do you flinch? Do you freeze like a statue? Do you explode with awkward jokes because you can't handle the intensity? A Stoic man passes this test quietly. If the touch is brief, he lets it land and continues the conversation, relaxed. If it lingers, he might mirror that energy later, a light touch on her forearm when he makes a point, or a steady hand on her back as you move through a doorway. The key: he is not chasing the touch. He is acknowledging it. His message is simple: I'm comfortable with closeness, but I'm not desperate for it. That combination, warmth plus self-possession, is what makes a woman feel both safe and drawn in. Signal 4. The open palm invitation. Watch her hands when she's speaking to you. Are they closed off, fists hidden under the table, tucked into sleeves, or do her palms start turning upward? She gestures with open hands. She rests her hands on the table, palms slightly up. She hands you something with a soft palm-up motion. On a primal level, open palms mean, I have nothing to hide. I am not a threat. In early human interaction, showing your palms meant you weren't holding a weapon. Today, the psychology is the same. It signals openness and trust. When a woman does this around you, it's not just expressive body language. It's her nervous system relaxing in your presence. For a Stoic man, this is not a green light to pounce. It's a green light to relax even more. You slow your breathing. You soften your shoulders. Your voice becomes steady and calm. Calm invites deeper openness. Neediness shuts it down. Your goal here is not to immediately escalate. Your goal is to hold the space so her body continues opening instead of closing. Signal 5. The finger graze. Now we're entering the territory where she's practically writing it in the sky. She jokes about comparing hand sizes. She reads your palm and traces the lines slowly. She hands you something and lets her fingers drag gently across your skin. Hand-to-hand contact is one of the most electric touches the body knows. The hands are full of nerve endings. When fingertips brush, both of your brains release a small burst of oxytocin, the bonding hormone. She feels that spark. You feel it, and she knows you felt it. This is where many men collapse. She creates this bridge between your body and hers, and he rips his hand back like he touched a hot stove. The moment dies, the spell breaks. A Stoic man does the opposite. When her fingers graze his, he lets the moment breathe. He holds the contact a little longer. He stays relaxed. No flinch. No rush. No awkward overreaction. His eyes say, I noticed. His calm says, I'm not afraid of this. That combination, awareness plus composure, tells her, you can like me. I won't freak out, brag to my friends, or lose myself just because you reached out. That is extremely attractive to a woman's nervous system. Signal 6. The exposed wrist. This one is subtle. Most men never see it. But psychologically, it's powerful. The inner wrist is thin-skinned and vulnerable. It's historically a place the body protects. So when a woman exposes her inner wrist around you, resting it on the table facing up, turning it toward you as she plays with a bracelet, propping her chin on her hand with her wrist open in your direction, her body is sending a quiet, primal message. I trust you with a part of me that isn't protected. She may not consciously think this, but her nervous system knows. For you, as a man working on Stoic self-mastery, this is not just about getting the girl. It's about understanding what you're being handed, trust. If the vibe between you is clearly mutual, eye contact, warmth, all the other signals lining up, this is the moment where gentle escalation is not only allowed, it's expected. You might reach out and lightly take her hand as you're speaking. You might move closer and, after a slow pause, go for the kiss. No rush, no sudden lunges, just action that matches the level of openness she's already shown you. If you ignore that trust, if you fail to act again and again, her body will eventually close down around you. And once she closes that door, it rarely opens the same way twice. Here's the part that hurts the most for men who wake up too late. These signals do not last forever. She will send one, then another, then maybe a third. Hair to neck, object caress, arm touch, open palms, finger graze, exposed wrist. If you keep sitting there, locked in your head, drowning in what if I mess this up, she will quietly pull all those signals back. Her hands go to her lap. Her body angles away. She checks her phone. You didn't say anything wrong. You just never answered the test. Stoicism teaches that you don't control outcomes. You control your judgments and your actions. The window appears. It stays open for a short time. Then it closes. You don't get to choose how long it stays open. You only choose whether you step through it. So understand this clearly. When those signals line up, she has already chosen you in her mind. She is not asking you to prove yourself. She is waiting to see if you are the kind of man who can choose back. Not with speeches, with action, the Stoic way to respond. If you're watching Stoic Reflection, it's because you're not interested in staying the same man you've always been. So here's what I need from you. Stop treating these moments like blurry accidents. Start treating them like training. The next time you're with a woman and something feels right, pause internally. Ask yourself, what are her hands doing? Is her body opening or closing? Is she moving closer or further away? If you see the hair to neck touch, if her fingers are tracing the glass, if her hand finds your arm, if her palms are open, if her fingers graze yours, if her wrists are exposed toward you, do not go home and replay it in your head later. Use it now. You take her hand. You step closer. You go for the kiss when the silence is heavy and her eyes stay on yours. Not because you're fearless, you might still feel nervous, but because you've decided the man you are becoming does not freeze when it matters. That is Stoicism in real life. Acting in alignment with your values, not your fear. Let this sink in. A woman's hands will often tell you the truth long before her words do. The hair that trails to the neck, the object she can't stop touching, the accidental brush on your arm, the open palms, the fingertip electricity, the vulnerable wrist turned toward you. Every one of these is her saying, without speaking, I've chosen you. The next move is yours. The question is not, will I ever get a sign? You already have them. The real question is, when I see them, will I act like the man I say I am becoming? Here at Stoic Reflection, this is what we care about. Not fake alpha nonsense. Not manipulation. But men who move with calm, clarity, and self-respect. So take this as more than just a video. Take it as a promise you make to yourself. The next time you see these signals, you will not freeze. You will not overthink. You will not wait for perfect certainty. You will breathe, notice, and act. Because the real subscription is not to this channel. It's to the stronger, calmer version of you that refuses to abandon himself when the moment finally arrives. And if you're serious about mastering this, don't stop here. Hands tell you when she's open. Her reaction to your touch tells you how deep that openness really goes. In another Stoic Reflection video, we break down what it means when a woman allows your touch in specific places and how that reveals exactly where her mind and emotions are with you. If you walk into your next interaction without understanding that, you're operating with half the playbook. So finish this. Take a breath. And then, keep studying, keep observing. Keep becoming the man whose presence doesn't just attract women, it calms them. Because he's calm inside himself.